So today we want to check a split that we made a while back in this Pro Nuke here. It's been 11 days since we did this walkaway split. A little longer than I'd normally like to wait, but we were out of town last weekend, so. One of the fantastic things about beekeeping is trying to always planning, especially this time of year. Now this is the first time I'm using one of these. It's a Pro Nuke Box version 2. It's got feeders built into it that you can use. Pretty neat. All right, let's see how they react. Oh, good, full of bees, so that's good to see. Empty frame, so they might still be working honey. I'm looking for a queen cell is what I'm looking for here. So, and I can see some brood in there, so that's probably left over from what we had already used. Hello, girls. What do we have here? So they're working some nectar on this frame, which I can just set over here. Not gonna bother them too much. And I see some capped brood, which we put in 2 frames of brood in this one here. We didn't find the queen. They came out of this hive, the big one. I've already got drones. Matter of fact, when I made this split, I had drones walking around, so I knew it was time. And I'm trying to be very gentle because if I do have a queen cell, I don't want to damage it, which I just did. So they had made a queen cell. Right there, there's a grub in there. Let's see if we got any more, hopefully. We'll just have to see if that one makes it. But I have another one over here, so that's okay. Let me show you guys. So, right there, she looks like a peanut. That's my damaged queen cell that I just had. And you guys can see the brood in there. And all the worker bees. Not seeing any more brood, but on this side, let's show you guys here. On this side, up at the top right there, in the middle, that's another queen cell. So, some capped brood, like I said, worried about day 10, 11. So, we should see these guys hatching out about another week. See if there's any more in here. So that's good. It's good. We got a queen cell in there. That means hopefully she'll hatch, she'll get bred, and get to making us another bigger hive. Another big old hive. Let's see, what do we got going on in this one? I'm also checking for stores today. I want to see if I have to bring any food over for them. All right. Capped brood, some pollen. And capped brood. So I've got some pollen over here, which is good, but I'm not seeing the resources that I want to see in this thing. As you can tell, they've been flying in and out. Let's check this next frame. What I might do is I might steal a frame of resources out of this one, because I'm sure it's strong enough. Yeah, these guys are hand to mouth right now. They're not getting squat. So I've got 2 options. I could either put a feeder on, or I could get them some. Oh, this one feels heavy. What do we got here? Lots of pollen, which is good. This is an old frame. Lots of pollen. So I'll show you guys. That pollen there, that pollen, that's their protein. They gotta have protein, they gotta have carbs. So they need pollen and they need nectar. So this is an old frame, you guys can tell, but that's all pollen, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over there, we're gonna open that big guy up, and we're gonna see about bringing some honey over here because they desperately need it. So we'll put this back in here. I will probably pull this one, which is just empty as empty could be. Take those guys off in there. Set this off to the side. And I will move these two over. Kind of back to where we had them. They're in the middle. They've got some nectar on this one, but not a whole lot. So we will see what we're looking like here. Let me get this far enough away so I don't damage that one viable queen cell that we have in there. All right. So real quick, I'm gonna pop these two boxes off, probably get in here, shake some bees off, and I'm gonna leave that pollen frame in there because they'll like that. That'll be good for the new babies hatching. And then we'll put in a frame of nectar. So, let's wake up the beast. Give him a little bit of smoke, which is good. We wanted to see kind of how everybody was doing too. It's supposed to be storming tomorrow. A little overcast today. Overcast normally makes for grumpy bees. Oh. And believe it or not, this is going to tell me whether I need to add yet another box. Because once you have bees across every frame, especially this time of year, kind of like how this one is looking. I'll bring you guys over, show you kind of what we got going on in here. So you can see I've got my beetle trap right there. Got bees across all frames, so that's good. This is the top box. This one had capped honey in it, but everybody's pretty calm. You can see nothing too crazy. So we're gonna get in there and see what's going on. So let me pull those couple of boxes off real quick so we can get in there. Check my beetle trap. Got a couple of dead beetles in it, so that's good. I had a bunch in here the other day, which was not fun to see, but they're a strong colony. They'll push them out. Hive beetles are like small kids getting sick. There's nothing you can do. It's gonna happen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you guys might remember this was what, 2-3 weeks ago, just empty frames. Well, not empty frames, but they were drawn comb, and look at that. Look at that. You guys see all that beautiful nectar in there? All that nice dark orangey liquid up on that top half. Let's see what this other side says. So they're starting to draw wax out on this, which is good, up there in the top. So Look at right there. Right there you got a drone. See how he's lazy bums. Trying to pick him up. He can't sting. I'll have to do that with my gloves off, but looks good. Ooh. So this is a curiosity that I just found. Because these should be hatching at any point. I do remember having brood up in this one. Yeah, they're getting ready to cap this one full of nectar. But look what I found in this one. Almost like I can hear in there. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so they're close to hatching, I guess. Yeah, you can see some of them. So this here, I'll show you guys. In that empty area there, right above the brood, which is, I keep talking about brood, it's this stuff that's capped right there. The stuff at the bottom, the bigger stuff, that's drones, that's your boys. So it looks like they've hatched out some. Because remember, before we put the queen excluder on, she had come up in here. So you guys can see that down there, which is good. Normally you want to see like a pattern of brood, then you have some honey around it, and then like in your corners you'll have some pollen. In a perfect world, that's a perfect spring. Because I do have a queen excluder. So what I'm wanting to check is make sure I don't have fresh eggs and larvae up here. Because if I do, that means that something's, well, there's a couple of things. I've got 2 queens, or my queen excluder's bent, she got through, or when I did this split and inspection, she wandered up here. So yet again, just a bunch of hatching, wanting to make sure. Let's see, I get a lot of questions about this. So that right there, let me see, where are we at? Yeah, here we go. Right here, that's the beginnings of a queen cup. So meaning that they're gonna wanna put a new queen in there and hatch her out. Now, a lot of things what you can do is you can scrape all that brood, those drones off there. If anything, that's gonna help with your mite count, because that's where a lot of your mites like to hatch out, is in that drone brood. So that's always one option. Let's see what we got going on in this one. I'm still seeing brood, so they're still slowly hatching, which is fine. Like I said, we knew they were going to be hatching out of here. I just want to make sure I don't have any new kids on the block. Another queen cell that they're starting out that we'll get rid of. Drones, drones, drones. Brand new baby bees. Everybody's hatching, so that's good. Like I said, nothing out of the ordinary yet. We'll get rid of that supersedure cell there. You'll hear them called supersedure cells, queen cells, swarm cells. I don't know. Just glad it's both a blessing and a curse. The breezes come down a little bit. Don't like to work my bees when it's too windy because it cools off the hive and the brood. What do we got here? We've got hatching babies, nectar, I got one more frame I got to check here, it looks like. But so far, so good. I'm not seeing any new eggs. I'm not seeing any new larvae. So hopefully, she should be in the bottom. One of these bottom two boxes. But remember, the whole point that we're going in these guys is we want to hurry up and we want to get some honey in with those guys, some nectar. And I'll probably end up making a feeder today and throwing that on too. But we're supposed to have a pretty good storm come through. Drone brood, nectar, drone brood, nectar. Okay. Get rid of these couple queen cells on the bottom. Destroy those. I keep saying I should only have one more frame to go through, but I keep going through here and they have something interesting going on in the next frame. So let's see. That's the one thing, you always got to have an open mind when you're going into your bees. I have a plan of like, hey, I'm going to get this done today. And they tend to change it up on me. So beautiful. So these are all empty. These are all looking good. They're starting to get these full already. So they're not quite capped yet, but they're definitely working it. So they could probably use an extra box on them already. Now, got my queen excluder here above this box. I'm going to try. There we go. Work this time. I kept my queen excluder, hopefully. Yep, on that. So, Mama should be down here. And let's see what we got. So I'm going to show you guys what a queen excluder does, because I've got a perfect example over here, because I have some drones quite a bit. Okay, now you see I've got these big guys. They can't quite get down in there. You know, a lot of these big boys, they can't get down in there. Those are drones. Okay, that's going to happen because they were above the queen excluder. It's not horrible. I mean, we've got thousands of bees in there, and we've got thousands of bees that are going to be hatching and stuff like that. But just be aware that those drones aren't going to make it. Now they will, or at least some of them, right? So, with the queen excluder being up here, I can already see I've got new brood over here, so she's moved up in here and done stuff. So now we have to check down here and see what's going on, because I need large or deep frames. They're going to go in here. So let's see. Yeah, my face. I don't have my helper with me today because she's at school. And it's going to be a little poopy. Not going to be the best weather when she gets back. So, we have a beautiful deep full of brood. And I have a chicken trying to crow. A hen, excuse me, hen trying to crow. So we were talking about those perfect looking frames. Let me show you guys kind of what I'm talking about here. So you can see you have all that brood in the middle, right? You've got that bullseye pattern of brood in the middle. Out along the edges, you've got pollen and nectar. Pollen and nectar. You like to see that. That gives them, all that food's right there for them to chow down on, right? This is looks like a blank frame I had swapped out. I'm going to pull this out and set this one down so I'm not getting brood cold. Ooh, heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay. They're already drawing this out, which is nice to see, because like I said, that was put on about 10 days ago, so they're drawing that out with fresh comb. So that's good. Let's see what we got on this one. Yet again, I'm not too worried about leaving that one open. There's not a lot of nectar in there, so I don't have to worry about robbing. I don't have a heavy breeze going right now, so I'm not worried about them cooling off. Another beautiful, beautiful frame of brood, nectar, and honey on the outside. Gosh, this is going to explode. Matter of fact, I might even make another split today with this, because I mean, I don't have the boxes, you know, to increase this. But if I've already, this is in the top. We haven't even looked in the bottom yet. So if this is what it looks like in the bottom, yeah, I'm probably gonna need to split some bees off of this one. Man, if I was another year into beekeeping and into breeding bees and selling boxes, this would definitely be a breeder. So I've got some, getting closer to where the queen's at, because we've got some, oh yeah, see, where's she at? Got some larvae in this one. Let's bring it over here so I can show you guys what larva looks like. This is a good one today. You guys see those little white spots in there? In your bees? That's your larva. That's your larva. That's your almost new bees. I say almost new. They've got to get capped. Make sure she's not on this one. I don't see her. She probably got smart and went down into the bottom. So right there, three full frames of brood. There's your nuke. You know, if I had a queen, you know, put the queen in there, see if they take her, and if they do, you're set up for a nuke. All right, Mama, where are you at? I got lots of larvae on this one. Lots of larvae. You over here, Mama? Yet again, lots of larvae on this one. Drones and larvae, drones and larvae. This might be a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm talking about when we talk about having the larvae in those white. Trying to see. Might be able to see them in there a little bit better. They look like little grubs. Little grubs. All right, what are we looking at here? Empty frame, they're drawn out. This is gonna be a good video. Yep, they're drawn out this, which is good to see. Make sure Mama's not on there. Oh, yep, and there she is. See, that's why you gotta check every frame, because you never know where she's gonna hide. You see her right there? Look at that. That's the powerhouse. That's her doing her thing. So I'm gonna take her and put her back. I know where she's at now, so that's good. I know where she's at. Downside? Not seeing the honey I want. So let's see, maybe we're lucky. Maybe one of these has got him in there. Oh, that is a solid board of pollen. That is a pollen board with nectar. That's a beefy board right there. And then we have empty board that they're drawing out. Empty board. I'm going to clean up that burr comb on the bottom just because, I mean, it's some extra, looks like drone brood or something like that they're trying to do, but I'll clean that up real quick. Male's here. And I'll pick that up afterwards, but so let's see what this following frame shows us. Because if I don't have any nectar on here, that means I'm definitely putting in some feed for those guys. I might steal that frame or something that they're starting to build wax out on. And nope, I've got some good amount of nectar on that side. I will good amount of nectar in there. We'll give it to these guys, but I'm still going to feed them. So now with these, I'm going to put my queen excluder back on here, replace the frames that I took out, and I will end up coming out here later on, and I will put my feeders on for these guys. That way they have a constant set of feed, especially since it's going to storm tomorrow. We found the queen. She's doing great. I'm not even going to open this one. I'm not even going to go in it. I've already seen Mama doing her thing. She's doing great. What I could do though, and what I probably will, since I found her in this top box, I'm probably going to run up there and I'm probably going to make a split. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a split off of this. It's going to cut down my population of bees. It's going to help me to where they're not going to want to swarm. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. But hey, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Thanks for checking that box out. We're looking for probably about another week and a half for Mama to hatch out of there. And then we'll have a brand new hive of bees. So thanks very much for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us. And by all means, please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful day. That means it's noon.